my name is April. Today is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024, and welcome to Flosstube number 1. I'm glad you found my channel, and I can't wait to show you what I've been working on. To give you a little background, I live in Texas, just north of Houston. I've been married to my husband for 27 years, and we have 2 young adult children that are still at home with us. I've been stitching since the late 80s, early 90s. A lot of Paula Vaughn and Dimensions kits, and always one kit at a time. That all changed in 2019 when I found Flosstube and realized that I didn't have to stitch just one thing at a time, that I didn't have to stitch one thing, frame it, and hang it on a wall, and that there were a lot of options for seasonal stitching to add to my seasonal decor. So that's what I've been doing since 2019. So I did a whip parade on my Instagram at the beginning of the year. You can find me at April_heirlooms. If you'd like to see what whips I brought into 2024, then head on over there. You'll see a few of them today anyway, but let's get started. So I brought 10 whips into 2024, but I've started a couple more this month. I do like to use the Book of Days, and I do try to fill it out every day. I keep track of my whips over here, my new starts up here, and I also keep track of my finishes and FFOs. So I do enjoy doing that, and of course using all the stickers, because stickers. So let's see, first step, let's take a look at Santa's House by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is part of the Fabulous House series. I've seen the second and third ones in the series. The second one I may stitch, the third one I'm not really interested in. I was stitching them separately anyway, so that's okay. So this one is on a 36 count piece of Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit, and I really don't have that much left to do. I just need to come around the side here and finish the sleigh and do a few more snowflakes. So even though this has a lot of white stitching, which I don't normally love, it has been a really fun project to work on. So next up, our stitching group, which is comprised of Kim at the Contented Needleworker here on Flosstube, Celeste at Celeste Creates here on Flosstube, Merritt, the Sew Just Because Buzz here on Flosstube, and our friends Chrissy and Wanda decided to do a Biscornu. Now I did a Biscornu class at the Jingle Ball this last year with Janine of the Blue Flower. They are so easy. And so a lot of people haven't done them yet in our group, so we decided to try one. I decided I wanted to do Heartstring Sampleries Tudor Biscornu, but I wanted to brighten up the colors a bit. She uses Colonial Rose and Baked Apple, but I wanted it to be more of a true red. So I picked a picture online and printed it out, and then just went into my stash and matched it with silks. So I am doing mine with NPI and Soie d'Alger silks. It's on 36 count Duxbury. This is what I have done so far. I do stitch in a Q-snap, so that's why you see extra fabric here, because if I'm a little tight on my margins, I'll sew the extra fabric on so that I have enough space to put it in my Q-snap. But I'm loving the way that's turning out. I did have to add a little extra outlining to make the pattern work with the colors I was doing, but I love it. So let's see. Hands Across the Sea is probably my favorite designer. And this is Mathilde. It came out of the Letters from Europe box that was released last year for Nicola's birthday. And it takes just 2 colors, a red and a blue. I'm doing mine on 40 count Creme Brulee by Tabby Cat. So here is the whole thing that I've got so far. I'm more than halfway across. So this is gonna be a fun one to have on the wall because it's a different shape. So I like that. But just the red and blue. This one has been just a lot of fun. I've had a hard time putting it down, and I'm not normally a red sampler person, but there's something about this one with the letters and the I don't know what these are called, band motifs or something. I just really, really enjoy. All right, next up is Martha Walmsley. She was my New Year, New Start from Hands Across the Sea. She is a giant girl. Giant. I'm doing mine on 36 count Lollybrock by Tabby Cat. This is what I have done. There are a lot of color changes in that. So it's not always my favorite stitching to do because it does really take some time and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere on it. I should have done someday. All right, next up is GGR's The Betrothed. I started stitching this around the time that Kim, the Contented Needleworker Kim, started hers. I am stitching it with the back colors, so it's a little bit brighter. I'm on 40 count Weeks Dye Works Cocoa. Here's where I am so far. I started in the middle because the margins on my fabric were a little tight. So I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of space. And the back colors are a little wild. It's the same orange on the front and the back. So that didn't change any. It's a fun stitch, and I like that one because I can just do a motif and then put it away. That's obviously a long-term project. All right, and next we have Big Blue House Pin Keep Drum by Stacy Nash. This is a mouthful. And I'm stitching mine a 36 count Pearl Gray by Zweigart. I like to do a lot of my Patriotic stitching on gray. So this one, I have the top done. You know, it's like 7 inches in diameter. It is a big stitch. And I'm working on the side, but I kind of have this on a homework assignment where I'm doing a quarter of the side every month. So this is about half of it. So I've already done my assignment for January, so it should be done in March, which gives me plenty of time to fully finish it before the Patriotic decor season. All right, so I also finished a few things that I started this month. The first one is from Owl Forest Embroidery's Patchwork Calendar. I ordered this a couple of months ago, and it came with the overdyed flosses. Some of them, though, I don't necessarily like what they chose for the overdyed, so I'll change some of them. Like this one right here is an owl, and it looks kind of cool, but the actual floss color is like a red and gold, and I'm not into that. So I'll change a few of them. The one I did this month, though, was lambs, and that overdyed floss was really fun to work with. So I have the pillow stitched. I just need to stuff it and add some trim to it. I also FFO'd the winter piece this month, which was like the snails. I don't know what snails have to do with winter, but it's cool looking. I like the color. I finished it with some Lori Holt shabby fabric and some pom-pom trim. Then also this month, this is just last week, I started the February Rose-Breasted Cockatoo by Lindy Stitches. This is part of her Airmail series. I've done, I think this is the third one that I've done. I have one more kitted up, and there was one that I didn't purchase. But what I love about these is when she first puts them out, when she first releases them, she also has a pack, a finishing pack. And it includes the Lady Dot Creates Velveteen and the Rick Rack and Pom Pom trim. And it just makes for a really cute finish. So I actually FFO'd this one today. So let's see. Next up, we can look at a little bit of haul that hasn't been already put away somewhere or is in use already. I did go buy my L&S, which is 3 stitches in Spring, Texas last week, and picked up a few threads and just kind of wandered around for a little bit. And I found this piece of Dames of the Needle cow fodder. I haven't tried Dames of the Needle fabric yet, so I thought I would give it a try. It's a little darker than that.
but it was a nice little addition to the stash. I also got one of Becky Socks for Moms Tudor Rose charms. That'll be going on my London bag here in just a minute. And then I had placed an order from Colorado Cross Stitcher for some fabric and threads that you'll see in just a minute for my future plans. But I also ordered this sticker because I thought this was really cute. Getting through the day one stitch at a time. Not sure what I'm putting it on yet. It'll either be the cup or my laptop. We'll see. The last big piece of haul that I got this month was Ann Johnson. This is an exclusive from Traditional Stitches for Hands Across the Sea. I love these little flowers right here. They are so cute. And I did not get the floss yet, but did kit it up with 40 count Tickety Boo by Tabby Cat. I haven't used this color before. It's showing up a little bit yellower than it actually is. But I do enjoy Tabby Cat linen, so I'm looking forward to that. No plans to start her anytime soon. Maybe a Christmas start. I know it's kind of early to thinking about that, but here we are. Okay, so let's see. I think next I'll show you some previous finishes before we move on to plans for next month. So I brought out my literary love notes from Little Robin Designs. This one says, I wanted to know you breathed and moved in the same world with me. Yeah, that's right. It's a quote from Fitzgerald. It's on 36 count Waratah by Fox and Rabbit. Then I also did, this was the first one I did, You Have Bewitched Me Body and Soul. If you like the 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice, then we can be friends. This is the first time I worked on 46 count. Again, Mr. Darcy in the 2005 version, stumbling over his profession of love for Elizabeth. I also used SWA 103s on this one. It's the first time I had used that. Jury's still out on that. I'm not sure how I felt about that. And last, I brought out Brenda Gervais' February Wordplay. I did mine on 36 count Sanguine with probably most of the called for colors. I did this one a couple years ago. So that was a lot of fun. I really love her word plays. All right, so what's up next? I don't have a lot of plans for February. I will work a little bit more on that Big Blue House drum pin keep. I will try to work on some of the whips that I didn't work on this month. I'll do another patchwork calendar square. And then after I finish Santa's house, I really want to get started on the new Shannon Christine Christmas Mug Club. So if you go to her website, she has, and you go to memberships, she has a Christmas Mug Club. I thought at one point she had a picture of all of them, but I couldn't find that one this morning when I was looking. So she has a frame that you can add if you want to stitch them all together. I don't plan on doing that. There was only one out of the 12 that I was a little bit like, I'm not sure. I actually saw these on Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. They had showed them, and this was my final purchase of 2023 because I was watching them on New Year's Eve and I was like, yes, I need that, thank you. So this is the first one, which is Dear Mug. I think my plan is, I'm not sure I'm going to stitch the frames on all of them. All the frames are different, which is really cool, but that's a lot of white stitching that I'm not sure I want to do. So what I may do, I'll leave the they all have this little like gingham tablecloth. I'll leave that like that and see if I can just fill in with some snowflakes, or I may extend that tablecloth to make it more square. I'm not sure yet. And here is month 2, which is the little Santa mug. He's so cute. And I'm going to be doing mine on 36 count Pearl Gray Zweigart with the called for colors. Those are just so Christmassy. They're so fun. That's a lot of fun. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you want to see what I'm up to in between floss tubes, then head on over to my Instagram. It's at April_heirlooms. I'll put that here on the screen for you. But until next time, bye.